We are back at the top of another Savage stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It is greatly appreciated. We are going to talk about, I'm just going to completely wing this because this is like a first run on BitTube because I have not done any content. I want to say that I did one random coin mining show like way back in the day on BitTube, but I haven't really been following the project that much. I did have an account a while back. I tried to get things going on it. It was not good. It did not turn out very well. So I kind of distanced myself a little bit from the project at that point, but I think that they're getting things together. I want to talk about some things that they've got going on. I'm not going to really talk about the project too much other than just like what they recently have done, and we'll talk about the MicroPool because they do have a MicroPool and a miner that you can download and actually run your own pool, which is kind of cool. I like that kind of stuff. It's similar to Swap, if you guys are familiar with that. I've done some content on Swap over the past couple years, and one of the things was definitely the MicroPool, and I think that that's pretty cool. So we're going to talk about that. Now, Dan the Dane is giving away 1,000 Raven, which if my calculations are correct, that is that 20 something dollars? I don't know, I'm so bad. I can't do math live. You guys know that. All right, so what is it? What is Raven at right now? Let's see. I should have done this before the stream, but let's see what happens here. All right, so 0.02. You guys are probably laughing at me. That's fine. I don't care. I mean, I know that we shouldn't, yeah, about 20 bucks. Okay, so we shouldn't like relate things to fiat. I get it, but you know, it's good to put a little bit of a value on there at this stage of the game because, you know, Dan the Dane just offered it up. So that's kind of cool. I really appreciate it, man. That's awesome. So in order to win this 1,000 Raven from Dan the Dane, I had to just come up with something really quick because I was way behind the power curve on this. So what we'll do is we are going to go to Crypto Windio's video on Chainlink. So it was a video on how to make easy 70% profit on Chainlink. It looks like this. I'm going to post the link in the chat. Now, here's the important part though, guys. Don't go and comment just yet because you have to do something else. So what we have to do is you have to use the hashtag in the comment of Windy Rocks. Okay, so you're going to put this in the comment somewhere because I'm going to filter based on that specific text. All right, so you have to put this in there. If you don't put this in there, you're not going to win. Okay, it's pretty simple. You can say whatever you want to say in the comment. I mean, be nice to Wendy. It's her video, but make sure you put hashtag Windy Rocks in that video. Okay, so here we go. Let me throw this over here. There is the link to the video. And then you have to put in there Windy Rocks like this in order to win. And then at the end of the stream, probably in about 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, depending on how long it takes to do what we want to do, we will pick the winner at the end there. Okay, so just be sure to use Windy Rocks, this hashtag right here. If you don't, I'm not going to allow you to win the 1,000 Raven from Dan the Dane. It won't be fair because if other people are doing it and you didn't, then guess what? Now this video does have some comments already, but that's why we're using the hashtag, because if you use the hashtag, it'll filter out these other ones that don't have that hashtag. Okay, you follow what I'm saying? So that's how we're going to enter the contest here. Okay, and that is for 1,000 Raven from Dan the Dane. Finally, I am finally doing something. He always asks me to do like a giveaway. He's always trying to give away a Raven on the stream. I appreciate it so much. I really do. It ends up being a thing where I want to do something special, and then I run out of time, and I don't have time to do it anyway. So let's check out. But much appreciated, Dan the Dane. Seriously, dude, it's awesome that you're donating like that to the community. I think that's great. We'll also, speaking of community, we'll also talk about the Aeon Pool poker tournament at the end, maybe after we do the giveaway or something. But let's see if we can get through this really quick, because again, this is kind of like my first run with BitTube, and I don't follow the project really close. I need to be a little bit closer, but they recently came out with BitTube Cache 4, and this was July 1st. And basically what they did is they transitioned from Kryptonite to Cuckoo Cycle, proof of work. Okay, that's great. Sounds a little bit like Swap a little bit, right? Tube will change its proof of work to Cuckoo Cycle. Okay, great. It's Kookaroo 29B, I believe, is the actual algorithm. And it probably says that in here somewhere. And it talks about like what is new. They definitely have changed a lot, because in order for you to, like, let's say you had BitTube 3, like the legacy stuff. If you had old BitTube, like from, previous to this, on the previous blockchain, this is going to be a whole new blockchain, or it is a whole new blockchain. So if you had those old BitTube 3 algo coins, right, that were mined on the old algo, then you're going to have like a year before you can, so that you can transition them into the new algo, or the new blockchain. I think it talks about that on here. I'll put these links in the description. It's a little bit of reading, obviously, to get caught up if you're into BitTube at all. So it talks about here, note that any unconverted coins beyond this date, 7/29 of 2021, will be lost forever. And here's a guide to how to convert them. Okay, so that is, I'll try to remember to put all these links in the description. If I don't, just comment on the video and say, "Hey man, you forgot the links." So anyway, we'll go from there. But some things that it does is it does change the algo, or it changed the blockchain altogether. It's going to even change the max supply from 1 billion down to 600 million. I think that some of this has to play in with the airtime rewards. And the way that the airtime rewards works is I think you get rewarded by BitTube Cash, the tokens, the coins, for uploading and for watching, I think is the way that works. And that's where the airtime rewards come in. Again, this video is not really about the project, but I just want to kind of throw that out there to give you an idea of what we're looking at here and what we're working on. So it does look like that the supply has been reduced drastically. That's a huge percent. I mean, it's 40%, right? So that's pretty huge. They go through the mining rewards, change that a little bit. And then, okay, so again, I will put all this in the description. So what we want to look at tonight is actually how to set up and mine using a MicroPool, okay? And we're going to be using HiveOS. Let's see if I can find all these. Yeah, here's the info on how to convert. I'll put that in the description as well. All right, so what I need to do is I need to actually get to, again, I'll put this in the description if I remember. All right, so there's a couple of GitHub links, and one is for the MicroPool. So what we're going to try to do is set up a MicroPool, and we're going to mine to it on our local area network, right? Like inside of our own network. In my case, it's at home. It could be at your business or whatever, wherever you're actually doing the mining, and that's what we're going to do. I've already downloaded the portable. The difference between Windows Installer and Windows Portable is just an executable. It doesn't install anything. I assume that it doesn't make any changes to the registry or anything like that. the installer would, but it gives you a few more capabilities like uninstalling, like editing the registry, maybe some configuration changes or something. But I'm going to use the portable just because. And I've already downloaded that. And let's see here. If I go to downloads, let me clean this up just a little bit here. All right, so you can see right here I have the, well, actually, let me back up just a little bit, because the very first thing you need is a wallet, right? You definitely need a wallet address, and that is, let me see if I can find it. Probably should be able to go out here like this. Yeah, here we go. The wallet, I think there's they changed this around a little bit. I think there's like a releases button somewhere. Here we go. All right, so, oh, that's strange because it should be 4. Okay, so something, I need to find the latest here. Hang on. Should be version 4. Here we go. So BitTube 4, and then releases. Here we go. All right, here. So I'll put this in the description as well. So here's the wallet. So you definitely need the wallet to begin with, and because you need an address. So if we go over here, let me go to my wallet folder here. I did prep this part, so I do have the download. I have the wallet downloaded, and I think it's synced already and everything. So just give me just a second here. All right. So once you download it and extract it, you're going to have the executable here. I don't have a shortcut to it or anything just yet, but we're going to launch that. It's going to look like this. Okay. And I'm going to enter in my password. All right. So the wallet looks like this. It's going to fire up the node, and because I did the full node, I believe. And you can see I did already mine a little bit of tube in here. So it's going to wait for the daemon. Now, here's an important part for what we are actually talking about today, which is mining to, actually, it doesn't matter for this specifically. For this one, we are going to just choose private. I'm not going to worry about public networks for this. I'm just going to allow access for that. But once we get to the MicroPool and stuff, we need to pay attention to that a little, pretty close. So anyway, here we go. There is the wallet. We're going to go to receive, and then this is our wallet receiving address. You could create a new one if you wanted to, like specifically for mining. I'm just going to copy that. And then, so that's the first step. You have to have a BitTube cache wallet address, right? Kind of makes sense because you need to be able to mine to it. All right. Then we are going to go to the MicroPool, and that's also on GitHub. And this is what it looks like initially. And again, we're going to just download the portable, which I already did. So let's go ahead and fire that up. So we're going to go to documents, or I'm sorry, downloads, and then we're going to fire up the MicroPool portable. Okay. So I'm just double clicking on that. And again, guys, this is just a first run. I don't have a whole lot of experience with this, so bear with me as I go through this. I'll probably do a little bit more precise video on it later. Okay, so here's the important part. If you do have, the Windows firewall enabled and all that stuff, I'm just doing this from my streaming PC, so all this stuff is enabled for a little bit of security. You need to make sure that you choose public networks if you're going to be mining to this pool from a rig on the same network, but outside of this specific machine. Okay, so you have to have public networks enabled. I'm going to go ahead and do both, but in order for a machine on the same network, potentially you know, like for example, a mining rig that's on your same network, but it's not this specific machine that's running the pool, then you need to have public networks selected. So we're going to allow access to that. And then we're going to look here. It looks like it was trying to, I think it needs to sync first. Oh, you know what? I have the miner enabled. Okay, so let me turn the miner off. All right, now the wallet address is the address that we need to input. So I'm just going to highlight it. I think it's probably the correct one. But I'm going to double click, right click, paste. Nope. I copied that from before. So let's go over to the wallet. Let's get the wallet address again. Copy that. That's not what I want. Hang on a second. Let's go here, right click, paste. Okay, there we go. And press enter. All right, and then now it says core is busy down here. I think that, all right, it has 0 workers going. Okay, so, and remember that Kookaroo algorithms have graph rate and not necessarily like mega hash or anything like that, right? So it's graphs per second. So that's why it says GPS here. I like how this interface here has a lot of great information on it. It's really pretty slick. I like it. You know, you can see all the stuff on here. If we enable the miner, it's going to use my GPU, which is a 1660 Super here. I'm going to go ahead and try that and just see, and it fires up gminer 2.16, and you can see this the GPU here. All right, let's see if we get any type of, now I'm streaming on this machine too, so I don't know if this is even going to work. I'm going to watch my stream health and make sure that it's okay. See, it says core is busy. It's not, this is not normal. I wonder why. Huh. Normally I think it says, it'll say like synchronized or something like that. Let me check the chat, see if you guys are yelling at me here. Okay, so I'm going to, it might be because I am actually trying to stream and mine at the same time. I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. I think that should work pretty simply. But again, guys, this is live, and again, I don't have a lot of experience with this as far as the BitTube MicroPool and all that stuff. So just, you know, this is real life stuff here. So so let's see if we can work through it. The miner, let's go ahead and get the actual miner here. All right, that's the wallet. Okay, so I did have the link to the wallet too. Again, I'll put all that in the description once I'm done here. All right, so they have a miner also, and you can download that. I'm going to grab the portable, which I already did. Let's fire that up and see if we see what kind of problems we get. So we're going to go miner portable. I'm going to double click on that to run it. Probably come up with a similar thing where it talks about, actually no it didn't. Okay, so this is cool. So this is the miner. Now this is on Windows, obviously. And you can see right here that it has already detected that there's one MicroPool running on the network, which is, oh yeah, it did come up with that, okay. So let's go with, let's do it like that. So it did come up with one MicroPool, which is this one over here that is running already. And then we are going to start it and see if this actually works this time, because it was saying core is busy over there. So let's see what this one says. All right, no connection could be made to the target, actively refuse it. All right, interesting. All right, so we definitely have an issue here. All right, let's see if we can. I wonder if it's in the firewall that I'm having a problem here. I'm going to go and look at my firewall settings real quick. I'm just going to see if something is goofy in there, because this should be pretty straightforward here. Looks good there. All right, let's go ahead and okay. I'm gonna close that. All right, so we are like real-time troubleshooting here, guys. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? MicroPool portable. I'm just trying to run the pool again. I want to see. All right, that's the miner. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so there was something open. All right, so I might have just not seen at the bottom where there was a notification. Let's see. Let's see now. It still says core is busy. All right, so the error I'm getting is core is busy. But I don't know if it's really an error. I mean, I guess it is, because you would think that it, I don't think it's supposed to say that normally. So let's see here. Let me go in Task Manager, see. So here's the wallet. Let's close. Oh, it still says synchronizing. That's weird. Okay, so that's not right either, because this was synchronized earlier. All right, we're troubleshooting here, guys. Maybe I didn't. Okay, so now I'm stopping the daemon, okay, and then you see the errors there that it's coming up with. Or not necessarily errors, but just information there. So it looks like maybe the daemon might be stuck or something here. Hang on a second. Okay. All right, so I've got multiple instances of the pool running. So let me try to clean this up. It looks like I just have some weird stuff going on here. So I'm going to see here. And this sometimes happens whenever you're trying to stream and do some pretty intensive stuff at the same time. So I wouldn't say it's like expected, but it's kind of not, it's not really a surprise either. Let's see if we can get through this here. I've got a lot of stuff running here. Let me see if I can close as much of this stuff. All right. That. All right, I'm gonna close this. close that. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna try to run the portable again, the MicroPool portable. See if it runs with, okay, so it's asking me again, you know, through the firewall and all that stuff. So let's see. All right, this time it looks a little different. Now it says, all right, now it says you are synchronized with the network. You may now start the wallet and all that stuff, and new block to mine. Okay, so I think we're in the right area now. I think we are solid. Okay, so now, good grief, that took a while. All right, now we need to get into HiveOS. We're going to use HiveOS, but real quick, I can just show you this. If I click the embedded miner, it's probably going to start mining here. You can see gminer launch here. Hopefully we don't get any errors, anything crazy. Okay, so that's good. It looks like it's, you know, working, right? You see what I'm saying? It's not saying core is busy and all that stuff like it was before. So I think that that's good. We're going to turn this off though, because I don't want to mine with my GPU while I am streaming also. So let's head over to HiveOS. Now this is going to assume that you already have a HiveOS account, and you know all that stuff is good. You just need to add a worker. So we're going to actually add the rig. Again, this is my YouTube, not again, but this is my YouTube farm. So you know it's something that I can show you all the stuff, all the steps without hiding anything from you. So basically we need to add a worker. So we need to, there's a couple of different ways of doing it. If you're out here, you just click on add one if it's blank like this. I think if there's already one in here, there's a button up here that says like, it's like a plus sign, and it's for adding a worker. So we're gonna click add one. We're gonna give it a name. We'll use the NVIDIA rig, which is Kessel. Password, all that stuff, click add. Okay, so now it comes up with this. You got the farm hash, the rig ID, miner, and all that stuff. I've already downloaded this. Actually, I need to do it again because I just recreated it. So let's do this. All right, so that gets your rig.conf file, and this is going to assume that you've already imaged the USB drive, and all that can be done. I think if you go out to the main part of HiveOS, you can get the image, and you would use Balena Etcher to actually burn the image and all that stuff. I've done that quite a few times over the last few weeks, so I'm not going to bore you guys with that information again. You can just look at pretty much any of the videos that I've done over the last couple weeks that have to do with HiveOS, and how to do it is actually in there. So we'll just do that. This USB drive is a little bit quirky. It doesn't like to. There we go. All right. I need to get that drive in there so I can copy the file to it. Let's see here. All right, so you can see it's already got one on there, but that's not the right one because the rig ID and all that stuff has changed because I just created a new one. So let me go to downloads, copy that over to the USB drive. Then we're going to eject this. Then I will take that over to the rig in the vault, and I don't have video of that, but you can just trust me. I'm going to walk over to the vault, which seems to be doing pretty well after we figured out that whole Wi-Fi interference problem. All right, so I inserted the USB into the rig and I'm booting it up now. So give me a second, let me clean some of this stuff up here. Did you guys see that Brandon Coin actually did a video today? I think it was today. So that's pretty cool. I was glad to see him back at it. Where is my, okay. All right, we got that. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to create a flight sheet for, now this is a little bit odd because normally, you know, if you're doing, I mean, it's kind of neat actually, not I said odd, but it's actually kind of neat because we're actually going to be using HiveOS to mine to a MicroPool that is running on this machine right here. So the rig is over there in the vault. It's a 6 GPU NVIDIA 10 series rig. And then the MicroPool is sitting here running on my Windows 10 machine right here and waiting on a worker to connect to it, right? So pretty neat. And that's how we're going to do it. So we need to do a flight sheet here. So we're going to go to flight sheet. Actually, we need to go all the way back out here, go to flight sheets, and then we're going to do a new flight sheet. So we have to type in tube here. That's the ticker for BitTube. And then oh, you know what? We got to do a wallet first. Actually, I might already have a wallet in here. I do. All right, so I've already created a wallet. And this is just the address that I got from the downloaded wallet that I showed you a few minutes ago. So this is the receiving address right here. So we're going to use, why did it go over there? That's weird. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to, back to the flight sheet, select the wallet, tube, YouTube, and then the pool, we're going to have to choose configure in the miner because we are using the MicroPool. And then we're going to use gminer as the miner. Seems like that's what they recommend because it's the one that's embedded. Probably does pretty good with, you know, Kukuru 29B. So that's why they have gminer in there. So then we're going to go set up config. The algorithm is correct. The wallet, we can just use the variable. Don't worry about TLS at this point. Now the pool server is going to be your machine's IP address on the local network, the one that's running the pool, right? So in this case, I haven't figured out why there's so many on here, but let's just go with so many different ones on here. This is, if you go to like ipconfig, right? If you go to command and then ipconfig, it's going to show you your IP address. Okay, so that's what for your local area network connection. So that's what you want to use, and we're going to do that. So that is the actual pool server address. So that is the pool server address, and then for the port, the mining port is 25650. Okay, so we're going to put that into the port here. And then the password is X, sounds good to me. Using the latest version of gminer, and then we're going to apply changes. We're going to give it a name of tube YouTube, and then create the flight sheet. All right, so now we need to, I already had one in here. Okay, so that was from earlier today. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and assign that flight sheet to the worker. So the worker, we're going to put a check mark next to the rig. We do need to do an upgrade as well, but hopefully this works before that. And we're going to choose tube, YouTube. That's the one that we just created, and then apply. We're going to have to mess around with the overclock settings as well, like once this rig gets up and running. Yeah, it shows us that no miner is set because we didn't have any config in there. So I'm just clicking on the IP address here, and that gets us to the console. So we're going to look at this real quick. All right, so it's already up and running, so that's cool. All right, so if we go over here to the MicroPool, we can see that one worker is selected, or one worker is enabled, right? Is actually connected. So we are already connected. Now, this won't work if you do not choose to allow public networks, you know, on that firewall setting that I showed you earlier. If you have just private network selected, it won't work. You won't be, it won't connect. So that's imperative to make this work. And we are actually up and mining. I'm going to leave this running because the way that this works with 15-second block times on a, you know, with 30 graphs per second, basically, we should find a block probably by the end of this stream. All right, so I think that that's pretty cool, and we are up and running. And again, this is just like a first run kind of thing with BitTube MicroPool. I need to do a shorter video, just to just blast right through it instead of you know, kind of struggling a little bit with it, you know, with the problem that we had early on and all that. But I think that stuff adds a little bit of value to streams. To mining related streams, because it shows you that things aren't always just straightforward and super easy, and it's not always easy to get things up and running, you know. So I think that's pretty important. But we are good now. All right, so let's go and check, and then we'll come back here and look at this and see if we find a block, you know, before the stream and stuff. Make sure you remind me if I'm getting ready to sign off, say, hey, you know, make sure that you check to see if we found a block or not, right? So that's pretty cool. I think that the blocks are like something like 19 tube right now or something like that. All right, I don't know for sure. All right, let's go over here to Wendy's video and let's do a refresh and let's see. I said it's going to be about 20 minutes. It's a little bit longer than that, but that's okay. All right, let's see here. Wow, is no one commenting on this? Guys, what is going on? That's weird. So only... Okay, this doesn't make any sense, guys. So out of all the people that are watching, which isn't showing any over here on my, what am I, like offline or something? Good grief, I've been sitting here talking to myself. It looks like y'all are talking. Okay, there's 20 people in here. Why are y'all not? Okay, so maybe y'all don't know. Okay, so Dan the Dane is giving away 1,000 Raven. Okay, and in order to win that 1,000 Raven, you need to comment on Crypto Windio's video here. Let me post that again. There's only one person, and that's me. That's not right. Okay, so you need to comment on that video right there with the hashtag WindyRocks, okay? So that is what you have to do, guys. I don't know. This is crazy. I mean, I guess no one wants to win 1,000 Raven like super easy. That's like 20 bucks, guys. I mean, value-wise. I don't know what is going on here. So just get over, just right-click on that link.
Let's get into our
right-click on the link, and then choose Open in New Window, right? If you're on Windows, and then am I sorting wrong? Click on Sort by Most Recent. Yeah, newest first. That's what I've been doing. Nothing. Now, I didn't talk to her about this. Maybe she's got comments disabled or something. I mean, you can see them now, so it should work. Yeah, I can't imagine that this is lagging that bad. Good grief. All right, let's go to the actual YouTube comment picker here and see if it's telling me something different. I mean, like, I see that Jim's Innovation did, but he didn't put the hashtag. You gotta have the hashtag, guys, because there's other people in here. This video already had like 20 something comments on it, so I had to use the hashtag. You see this right here, so that it filters out anything that doesn't have that hashtag, right? So see, I'm doing a get YouTube comments. It's still only me. Now I don't know if maybe YouTube's having a problem and they're not, things aren't updating like they should be. That could be the case. I mean, the last comment was 45 minutes ago, guys. That is really strange, man. That is really strange. I'll do a Control F5, but I don't think that's gonna help anything here. It says 27. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Okay. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. Okay. Good point. Super good point there, Crypto Mining Lifer. Okay. All right. So you probably can't just say, all right. All right. All right. All right. That's not going to work. But that's kind of weird because mine shows up just fine in here. But you're right. It's probably marking them as spam, and she would have to go in there and fix that. All right. So let's try it. Let's try this a different way. All right. So we're probably gonna have to write something in here and maybe put Windy Rocks. So let's change it from a hashtag. I don't know if this is gonna matter or not. Let's change it from a hashtag to just Windy Rocks. Okay. And then also put in something in there, right? So you have to type something about the video, like, hey, thanks for the video, or something like that, right? Something, you know, something nice. Be nice. Don't say anything stupid. And let me see if this works here. she's gonna be mad, like, what are all these comments on this video? Okay. So I didn't ask her about this, so I'm just doing it. Let's see. Let's change this to... Yeah, see, so that works. Now, it's putting mine up there just fine. So you would think that it would let everybody, but I don't know. Go ahead and try to... We might have to change this up a little bit, but try to put in... Because there are like 21 people watching. I'm sure that people are actually doing this, right? I mean, a 1,000 Raven is a pretty solid giveaway there from Dan the Dane. So let's try, put in a comment, you know, do something nice, and then just put Windy Rocks at the end of it, right? Without the, let's see here, see if this is working. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Jay Bohannon, he got his in there just by going Windy Rocks, great video. Okay, great. So let's see. Just do. she's probably seeing all these alerts coming in, like, hey, what in the world is going on here? Yeah, I don't know if she would have to. It looks like hers is pretty open. I mean, she's got some other comments in here that are just not anything great. So I would imagine. Do a refresh, see here. All right, so we got 20 people watching here. So I'm assuming, okay, so there's 32 now. That's good. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yashnik is saying that he loves tacos. Okay, great. Don't know what that's about, other than I guess that this video was on Taco Tuesday or something. All right, so we're getting it in there. We're getting it in there. All right. Looks like Windy Rocks works, maybe without the hashtag, because yeah, you're right. It probably showed them as spam, and she might have like some pretty heavy spam filters, you know, or whatever the requirements are on her videos here. So maybe that's what the situation is. But it does look like it's working now. All right, so while we're waiting, all right, so let's give a time here. 31 now. All right, it looks like some other stuff is coming in, so that's great. Okay. Dan the Dane, you can't win your own Raven there, brother. All right, so let's go 10:30. So we're going to go 5 more minutes. All right, so be sure to post Windy Rocks and some comment into this video here to win 1,000 Raven from Dan the Dane. Much appreciated, sir. So you need to make a comment, but do something nice. Just say something and then Windy Rocks so that I can filter it based on that text. Okay, so if you kind of understand what I'm doing here, I need to have Windy Rocks into the comments so that I can filter it because the video already had comments on it. Okay, so I don't want those people to be able to win because they weren't part of the giveaway. Okay, Dan the Dane, good grief, man. All right, he's giving away 2,000 Raven. Good grief, man. That is that's very generous, sir. All right, we're getting a few more in here. Don't really need to post your Raven address in here. I mean, you can, I guess. It makes it a little bit easier, but we could work that out with Dan the Dane on Discord through me and all that stuff. I probably have, yeah, I have that much Raven in my wallet, so I can just send it, out of my Zelcore wallet to the winners, and then we'll just go from there. He can repay me if he wants to. We'll figure that out. Not a big deal. All right, cool. Yeah, it looks like things are coming in here. Again, I didn't ask her about this, so she's probably freaking out right now. It's kind of funny, actually. All right, so 33 are in here. It looks like things are moving along. There. Now she knows what's going on. Yeah, Serpent, we can do the Saturday morning. That's fine. Crypto and Coffee with Serpent and SavageMine. That's Saturday morning at, what, 11? Is that what you said there, Serpent? Something like that. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but it should be super interesting. I'm sure he's got something planned here. All right, so we're getting a few more here. 34, okay. So we got a couple more minutes, and then we are going to pick the winners. I will do at 10:30. We're going to do one, and then we will go and refresh the stream. We'll get new YouTube comments, and we'll do the second one pretty much right away. Exactly, Jim's innovation. Exactly, it's worth this pain to get 1,000 Raven, because that's a solid giveaway for sure. All right, got 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. It's funny, I'm kind of like this too, though. I was really, with 23 people watching, I was really expecting, more entrants, right? But I'm kind of like this myself with giveaways. It's almost like I just don't even enter them. I don't know. Maybe it's just a character thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I guess I don't like free stuff. I guess that's the easiest way to describe it. And we just pushed her over 1,000 views too, by the way. So that's kind of cool for this video. That's not kind of nice of us. All right, Cryptid Youth. if you are in my stream, you need to put Windy Rocks on there to be entered into the giveaway, which is happening right now. So you got like, I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to get that in there. Yeah, Dan the Dane is super generous, man. Giving away 1,000 Raven for this giveaway. That is solid, man. That's so cool. Cryptid Youth, get Windy Rocks in there. Get Windy Rocks into a comment on that video real quick. Super quick. Do it. Yeah, right on, Jay Myers. Thanks, man. Cryptid Youth, I'm waiting on you, man. Get it in there. All right, so we got 36 comments. Pretty solid, not bad. Okay, Cryptid Youth. All right, it's got to say, look, Cryptid Youth. It has to say this right here. This is what I'm filtering by. It has to say it just like that, or else you will be filtered out. Yeah, Yashnik, yours is still not showing, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she's blocked you or something. All right, y'all are not doing it. This is not hard, guys. Look, you see this text right here? All right, look, I'll do it like this too. I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if I can go like this. I wonder if it'll. Let's find out. Nope. So it has to be, see, guys. It has to be specifically like this. You see? You see how now there's only 7 entrants? So it has to be like that. I mean, y'all are like a bunch of users here. Good grief. I feel like I'm at work right now. It has to be like this. Specifically, just like that. That's how this works, because it's filtering in. It's filtering out anything that doesn't have this. Why am I using that? Well, it's because this video already had comments on it, and I don't want them to be entered into the drawing. I'm getting a little bit out of shape here, guys. So help me out here. Y'all are making me feel like I'm at work. That's not good. Okay, comment on this video, and I've done it several times here, guys. Come on. I know I started with the hashtag, but that was because it seemed like it was filtering it out. But this one seems like it's working, so just do it. Yeah, warn me. Warn me. I hear you. I hear you. We'll see what happens in that poker tournament there, Yashnik. Don't worry. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes because this is just out of control. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are making my stream too long, man. Y'all are hurting me. There you go. There you go. There it is. There you go. Good job. Good job. Okay. So see, now if we go over here, we had 7 before, right? Oh, look at that. Now we got 8. Okay, great. Cool stuff. We're getting there. We're getting there. There's still 21 people in here and only 8 people have entered, so okay. Is it also case sensitive? I wonder. I wonder. It might be. It might be. That's why, you know, whenever you tell like users to like copy and paste something, like if it's got to be specifically like that, don't type it. Highlight, right click, copy, right click, paste where you want it. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I forgot to capitalize the W. It doesn't work like that. Just copy and paste it. Come on, guys. It's in the chat. Now, I know if you're watching like, mobile or something, maybe you can't do that very, very easily. But I mean, if you're on a PC, come on, guys. You can do it. Cryptid youth. Hey, I may or may not also have been, partaking a little bit tonight. You could probably tell because I'm kind of, I don't know, a little edgy, a little bit on the edge tonight. You guys are pissing me off a little bit here with this giveaway. I'm just kidding. You guys are awesome. All right, let's see here. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna do a refresh. Let's see what we got. Exactly, Shuby. Exactly. Let's do it. Look at their views going up. That's funny. All right, let's see. 39. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're getting there. We're getting there. And I see Yashnik's in there too. All right, this is solid. This is solid. Newest first. All right, cool. I think we're safe at this point. All right, there's 21 people in here. Let's do this. We're like super late, but it doesn't matter. All right. Let's go over here. So this is for the first. So there's 10 entrants. That's it. 10. This is for the first giveaway of 1,000 Raven by Dan the Dane. Thanks so much, man. You are awesome and you rock really hard. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go. So the guy, the viewer that I was all over about, he basically sent me off into a rant about how y'all are making me feel like y'all are like users and I'm at work. He wins the giveaway. Good job. Cryptid Youth, you win, brother. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, you're right, Cryptid Youth. She does. I listened to her. Actually, I'll give you a little bit of information because I listened to her on Chainlink a while back. Pretty solid. That was a pretty solid pick. I've done pretty well with that. So, yeah, it might be rigged. Maybe. I don't know. It can't be rigged. You saw how I was going off about it. So, all right. All right, Cryptid Youth, you win. So, did you put your address in there? I don't know if maybe addresses would get filtered harder or maybe they look at it different. Anyway, I think you're on Discord. Contact me somehow and I will get you the 1,000 Raven. Don't worry, you won. I've got it documented. It's video, all that stuff. Let me write it down just in case. Just in case I forget. No, I'm not gonna write it down. Okay, I'm good. Cryptid Youth, you win. Let me see if you're. I'm gonna fire up Discord here real quick. I'm sure you're in there. Yeah, if you're not, just hit me up in Discord. I'm gonna let me just write Dan the Dane real quick. I'm gonna say I never can get your name right. I think it's DYTH. I think it's like that. All right, so so that way I document, who won, right? All right, so let's go with we're gonna do a refresh here. Y'all are like really pushing me over the limit here. All right, so here's a refresh. 39 comments still. Newest first. Go back up over here, get YouTube comments. Still at 10, so you guys, the people who want to enter are already entered. Okay, great. All right, let's do it. So this is for another 1,000 Raven from Dan the Dane, which is super awesome. You guys rock. Dan the Dane rocks. Make sure everybody, make sure everybody really thanks Dan the Dane because this was super generous of him to donate 2,000 Raven to the live stream here. So this is pretty crazy. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everybody. Nope. Yeah, sorry. Let's pick another winner. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everybody. J Nubs, are you in here? I saw the other people, but I don't see J Nubs commenting on in the chat here, but that's okay. I do see him populate, so he's in here. So just let me know that you're here, J Nubs. Just say hey or something if you're not all about that chat. All right, so let me document that. I'm just sending Dan the Dane a video or a message here. Yeah, awesome. All right, cool, J-Nubs. Thanks, man. So, J-Nubs, you can post your Raven coin if you have one already. Post your address here in the chat, receiving address. Or if you want to be private about it, you can hit us up in Discord. Or if you're following me on Twitter, you can direct message me. Actually, you can't do that unless I'm following you, so that might not work. No, I see you, J-Nubs. I got you. Already documented it with Dan the Dane. So some way, contact us. You could comment on one of my videos as J-Nubs and just put in your Ravencoin address and I should be able to find it. Just let me know that you've done it and when, what video, just let us know all the details like, hey, here's my address and we'll get it to you. Don't worry. Might not be like right away, like today, but it'll be, as soon as you give us the address, we'll be good. Okay, so there is, oops, accidentally hit it. So you got your address in there. So I'm going to fire up my Zelcore right away, and I'm going to send it. I'm going to ship it. I'm going to have to do a Smartify on my wallet here real quick because I don't have, actually no, I can do it this way here. Let's do that. Okay. It was 1,000, right? 1,000 Raven. Oh, it's pretty cheap to send Raven right now. It's probably always cheap. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna do a J-Nubs comment in here. Congrats. I'm just gonna double check the address here. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing here, but I fired up my Zelcore wallet and am sending that right now. All right, there we go. I'll move this over here just so y'all can see it. So I sent 1,000 Raven to that address. Here's the transaction ID. So y'all can track it. This is proof that I sent it to him. Good to go. Uh-oh. Jay, you might get 2,000 Raven because it looks like Dan the Dane already sent it. He didn't know I was sending it. Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out. Not a big deal. All right, so J-Nubs might get 2,000 Raven on accident. My bad. I wasn't in the chat. I wasn't looking at Dan the Dane's Discord here. Hopefully he did not send that just yet. But all right, hopefully you only get 1,000 there, J-Nub. I mean, hopefully for you get 2,000, but Hopefully Dan the Dane did not send that. Okay, cool. All right, and then I've got your address here on Discord also. Okay, cool. All right, so I think we are good on the giveaways. I need to get 1,000 to Cryptid Youth also, so that should be. I think you're in. I want to say that you're in Discord the same way. Is it the same name over there? Hit us up in Discord. Yep, there you are. Okay, cool. I'm just going to write you need Raven address. And then if you got Zelcore, you'll have that capability in there. So that'll be cool. All right, all right. The first winner was Cryptid Youth, Dan the Dane. I did not send anything to Cryptid Youth yet because I don't have his address. But I did send him a message for his Raven address. Okay, so that we'll work that out that way. All right, cool stuff. Let's see if we have hit a block yet. Hey, look, we have hit 2 blocks. We've got. Okay, so I said 19, so the current block rewards are 9. Looks like we would make about 601 a day with our current. Actually, it looks like it's not even mining anymore. 0 workers, so something happened to the worker. Probably overclock settings, most likely. It probably just crashed it because I didn't have. Yeah, see, GPU reached 90 degrees. It's like, nope, not gonna do it. Okay, so let's get some basic because I didn't have any settings in here at all. Okay, so let's get some stuff in here so it doesn't like overheat. We'll do that. Okay, so it's going to OC. It's going to send that OC. We'll go ahead and do an upgrade also. Let's do that. What's up, Hash Raptor man? You've been doing some solid videos lately, man. Seriously, those videos are intense. I dig them. And I learned. I didn't even know you could do this. I learned this from you. This little just clicking on that to get into Shell in a Box. Didn't even know that was there. I was always going up here and going to remote access and starting the Hive shell start, but that is super convenient to just be able to click on that and just go there like that. I think the other way it might not. I don't know what it does. I think it doesn't require you to enter in anything or something. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah, I definitely learned that from you, from one of your HiveOS videos. All right, so let's see if we can restart this. Actually, let's do see if we can. Let's watch it this time because I guess it failed last time. Let's see if the upgrade actually works. Yeah, that's like super convenient right there, just being able to click on that and get into the console. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like we got off track. We were doing this, you know, the whole MicroPool BitTube mining thing, and then we got on the giveaway, and it took too long. So I wasn't paying attention to the miner like at all, and it overheated and shut down. So there you go. All right, the Deadwood. I keep installing the Poker app, and all I get from it is to re-download the app when I click Start Account. It sounds like maybe you might have something blocking it, because sometimes like poker poker type applications might be hitting your antivirus. I don't know, you know, obviously I don't know all your settings on your machine, what software you have installed. Maybe shut off your antivirus for a minute while you install it. That would be about the only thing I could tell you. Are you, and also, like, are you trying to install it as an admin, right? So are you running it as an administrator? That would be the other thing I would ask. All right, crypto mining lifer. Yes, dude, I'm running like super late here because we've just been killing it with all the stuff that we've been doing here. The giveaways and the troubleshooting and all the things. She's like, yeah, that's funny. All right, cool. All right, so she knows. She has acknowledged, so that's funny. We were probably blowing up her phone and stuff with all the notifications and stuff for the comments or whatever. Pretty funny. Hey, look, it finally notified me that we were live. That's weird. Are you using a phone? I didn't even know they had a phone app. I only used it on PC. All right, so you can see here, there's one worker. It is mining again. It's not a very good hash rate or graphs per second, but that's okay. Let's head over here and see if we can. Let's do a refresh here. See what we got. Trying to get rid of that upgrade thing. Yeah, it looks like the upgrade was successful. Okay, great. So see now the orange up arrow is gone, so it's up to date basically. You could go in here and check it, like the version here, to see what's up as far as whether or not it's the latest version or not. It looks like it's still. Oh, you know what? We need to turn on the auto fan. Let's do that. Set this to 65. They've got a new smart mode in here. That's cool. You can read about it right here. Then we're going to click apply. So let's see if we can keep this thing going. We're going to try to get it cool like super fast here. Actually, you know what? Let me turn on the minimum fan speed to like 50%. I'm going to try to cool these down super fast so they'll actually stay mining instead of crashing like it did last time. All right, seems to be dropping a little bit here. They were running hot there for a while, so it's probably going to take a minute for them to cool off. What I could do is maybe let's throw it a reboot here. See if that cools them off a little quicker. So this is fun. This has been entertaining, at least to me. Hopefully you guys have fun. I'm going to wrap it up here super soon. This is like a really long stream for me. Good grief. This should have been like 20 minutes, and it's going on hour and 14 minutes. That's not good. But you know how I am with crypto. I can just sit here and yap with you guys all day. I don't have any. I've told people this before. I don't have anybody in my like immediate vicinity that I get to talk crypto with. So I always look forward to streaming and actually chit-chatting about it. So it's one of those things. Oh, you know what? While we are waiting, we could actually go over to look at the poker tournament information for the upcoming tournament that MicroPool is putting on. Poker is all the rage right now, apparently, in the crypto space, which I like that. That's kind of neat. So they have MicroPool, Yashnik. He's in the chat right now. I think he's still in there. Yep, he is still in there. Did Cryptid Youth give me his address? Okay, here we go. Just a second, guys. I'm getting an address to Dan the Dane. There we go. So that is Cryptid Youth. All right, cool. I think we're set there. All right, so the Aeon pool is giving away or doing a tournament, a poker tournament, much like what we did before for the charity tournaments. And but this is pretty cool because this is like what this is about is, and this is something that I have to bring out because the last time that I talked about this, I was like talking about the payouts and the money and stuff. Okay, so something really cool about Aeon, and it has always been this way, is their community, right? There's a few YouTubers like myself and Red Panda Mining and Serpent. There's several others. I'm probably going to forget a bunch. I think even Hash Raptor has done Aeon content, maybe. But anyway, there's a group of us that have done, I want to say that, let's see, who else has done, I think, man, I'm thinking a lot of them actually, now that I mention it. Maybe even Vosk, I think, did Aeon. Anyway, so it's for the community, right? So there's something really cool about Aeon is the mining community, the staking community, and it's always typically about the community and bringing everybody together and having a good time. And this poker tournament is a little bit different. It's not charity. It is actually like donations by the OAN Foundation, I guess. Yashnik is going to yell at me if I'm saying this wrong, but it's from the OAN community. I don't know how else to say it, but basically they're donating quite a bit of Aeon. There's Aeon coming from like a lot of the pools and some of the sponsors that you see down here at the bottom. I have not donated yet, but I probably will. I donated a little bit of my time, so I think that's worth something. But anyway, so there's like Aeon Smart Stake, DCA Adventure is hosting it, Crypto Mikkel Designs, Red Panda Mining, and these are also some of the people that are playing in it. Mindful Staking, Passive Trust, Aeon Mint, and then Matt Spoke himself donated a lot to the prize pool for Aeon for this poker tournament. Super cool. Okay. Anyway, it's on the 29th of August, and here's the times and all the other information here. Yeah, the donations came from all over the place. Pretty cool. So here is the event name, the time, date, all that stuff, how it's going to work, the format. Now, if you were familiar with the previous tournaments that we put on, we being like DCA Adventure and myself and Red Panda Mining, we all kind of promoted this charity poker tournament. That was a turbo tournament with 5-minute levels. This is a regular tournament. It's going to have 10-minute levels. And they already have 20, probably more now, but they already have 20 people signed up, and it's 2 weeks away, or a week and a half away. So that's huge, because that means that it's probably going to be, if I was to guess, I would say there's probably going to be 30 to 50 players in it, and that's pretty huge. But what's really cool about it is, yeah, I can post this. Hang on a second. Just to make this super easy for everybody, let me post this in the chat. All right, so there you go. There it is in the chat. And what's really cool about this is how they're doing the payouts. So first place is 3,000 Aeon, and if you do the math, that's pretty good. Second is 2,000 Aeon plus a GTX 1060, 3 gig GPU. Third is 1,500 Aeon plus a hoodie, and then so on and so forth. But what's really cool is they're paying out all the way through 20th place. So like as it stands right now, there's 20 people entering the tournament, and it is free, okay? So there's 20 people entering. Right now, they're all winning. They're all winning at least 200 Aeon just for entering. Okay, that's solid. Then there's also going to be bounties, and these are going to be announced as time goes on as we get closer to the tournament. So if you follow aonpool.tech on Telegram, and I think he's doing it on Twitter also, where he's posting like who the new bounties are for the day. There's going to be 10 total, and I think he's got, yeah, like right now this is the situation. This is who are the bounties right now, which is really cool. But you're going to, if you knock those players out, okay, this is something. Okay, let me make sure it's something here real quick. So no add-ons and no rebuys. Okay, so this is another significant change because our tournament had rebuys. So the first 30 minutes you could actually get back into the tournament. I was wondering about this because of the knockout. Okay, so the bounties, because it would be weird, the way the bounties would work would be weird if that person that got knocked out was able to rebuy, right? Because then they would have potentially have another bounty on them and increase the amount of Aeon payout. Okay, so there's no rebuys. And so the way the bounties work is if you get knocked out, if you knock out a person that has a bounty on it, on their head, basically, right? And that is Casbar 2020, A Toad Joe, Joseph, Crypto Mikkel, and Aeon Mint right now. So if those players, and something Yashnik that you'll have to do is make sure that these names are similar. I know Crypto Mikkel's are. I don't know anybody else, but their names need to be similar on, or at least you need to match up the names with what they are in PokerStars, because PokerStars they might have came up with a totally different name, right? So make sure you kind of like you already know this, but I'm just kind of throwing this out there in order to keep track of the bounties. You'll want to match up those names. Anyway, okay, totally off topic and I'm on a tangent. All right. So the bounties, you knock the player out, you win 100 Aeon, and what's going to happen is the people who have bounties on their head, that's probably not a good way of saying it, but the people who are the bounties, whenever they get knocked out, then they'll, log like who the player was that knocked them out, so that they know who gets the 100 Aeon, right? Makes sense. So. But I think that Yashnik's probably going to try to keep track of it. It'll be kind of hard because he's going to be playing in the tournament too, at least for a few minutes until I knock him out. So, he's going to probably try to keep up with that. Probably everybody that's kind of involved in the structure and setting it up and running it will probably like jot down on a piece of paper. Okay, so like so and so knocked out so and so, right? So I'm sure that we'll be able to figure out. Plus, a lot of us are going to be streaming it also, so we'll have documentation. We'll be able to go back and look at it and see who knocked out who and what time and all that stuff. So it'll be fine. But after about the first, 2 or 3 minutes that Yashnik and I are on the same table, he'll be able to take care of all that stuff because he'll be out. So, all right, guys. Let's see what else we got here. So the bounties, this talks about the bounties and how it works out. Got that. Got all the contact info. There's no donation address like we had for our charity tournaments or anything like that. Yeah, so you just have to kind of go through this document real quick. Only takes a minute to go through there and figure out what is going on. So there you go. That is all about the tournament. And I think that's all we had to cover, right? Is that it? Do a little refresh over here, see if we got the temperatures down. Okay, so we do have the temperatures down a little bit here, so that is good. And it is a little bit warm in the room, in the vault, but I'm okay with 72 degrees. That's fine. That's not terrible. Fans are running a little bit hot, but hot meaning high, right? But these are I just threw these in there just so that it didn't run hot. So there's a little bit of adjustment here on the overclock settings and whatnot. So not a big deal. Looks like we found 3 blocks already. Pretty solid. So we've earned 19 tube while we've been streaming here since we started this. Yeah, I know, Yashnik. I want to see you on the final table too, but this is going to be a bigger tournament, man. This is going to have a lot of people, so I don't know if you'll make it, man. I don't know if you'll make it. We'll see. And see, this is going to be different though, because I'm going to be able to focus, because I'm not like in this. I'm not trying to run this tournament or anything. So I'm going to be able to actually focus and play. So it should be pretty interesting. Dan the Dane, there should be. Let's go through it real quick. Because you're saying go to table. You wouldn't go to table. That's not what you need to do here. So if you go to home games, and then if you're in the club, if you've already joined the club, which is 366-4902, right? Then there is a tournament down here. If you go to schedule, probably what you have to go to. Schedule, and then there's the tournament down here. This is what you would actually register for. Okay, so there's no go to table because there's not a table. Like this, that would mean that, I mean, there could be if Yashnik fires up a table, right? But that's just like cash game, just kind of goofing around, right? You know, play money cash game, right? Just with your whatever chips you have. But the tournament is down here. So you have to go to schedule and then go to the actual tournament, and then register will be up here. So you have to register that way. And then once you get registered, you'll be listed in here. Yeah, I think this is the same. I mean, I think this is the same as mine has been, at least for quite some time here. See, it looks different whenever I go into the club, I think. Not too different. It gives me a few more options in here, but schedule. See, there's nothing scheduled because I haven't created a tournament. I think you go manage games and then create a tournament right here. So that's what I would do if I wanted to go ahead and fire up another tournament. But see, if there's not a table created, like if I don't do this, you know, this is what I do to actually get a table going and for you guys just to come in and just goof around and, you know, play, right? So this is what it looks like. But this is not the tournament. This is not registering for the tournament. This is just a quick, you know, table, just a game. All right. So we'll go here, schedule, go into the tournament down here, and then register right here. Now mine says unregister because I'm already registered. So yours will say, I think it'll be green and it'll say register. And then you have to have 20,000 in play money, right, to get into it. And if you don't have 20,000, then I don't know what to tell you. But you can come up here and click free chips and it'll give you 15,000. And then in 4 hours, you'll be able to do that again. So if you don't have enough to enter the tournament, you can just, you know, do it twice in one day and have enough to enter. So you should be good there. Or if it comes down to it, you know, I have like 1.3 million here, so I could fire up a table and just lose some money to you, right, real quick. And if you need like additional. Now, obviously that depends on how much you start with. Like if you only have 100, then you're just gonna have to click the little button, because I'm not gonna sit here and all in, you know, for an hour straight just to get you up to 15,000 or whatever. So, or 20,000. So hopefully all that makes sense. And if you're here from like the tube community, or you know that, or if you're interested in that part of it, I know I kind of went off on a bunch of other things. Again, this is like a first run, first exposure kind of thing to it again, because I mined it a couple years ago or a year and a half ago or whatever for a little while. So I'm just kind of trying to get back into it. I know that it's almost like they separated into 3 different things. You got BitTube.tv, BitTube.cash, and BitTube. I forget what the other one was, but it seems like there's like 3 different things. And we are talking about BitTube.cash and the mining aspect of it. And then we're also talking about the airtime rewards and stuff. So I'll probably get more into it. I'll probably do some more content on it. Tomorrow, though, tomorrow we are doing the breakdown of the previous month's mining profits, right? With the shared rigs, you know how we do every month on the 20th. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Should be, stop Dan the Dane. Should be pretty fun. And the problem is, I hate to say it, but you know, remember I had the problem with the rig staying connected and all that stuff with the Wi-Fi that I did a video on last night. And it's, what have I got here? All right, so Dan, stop. Anyway, so because of that, because of those problems I had, it really affected our profits. This was a huge month for mining, you know. I mean, lots of solid profits, you know, on the mining Ethereum, and these rigs have been on NiceHash, which would have been, if I could have kept them connected all the time, would have been pretty good profits. I mean, we did okay, but we'll talk about all that tomorrow night. Should be interesting. I know you guys are probably wondering why I'm going so long. I don't know. Just talking crypto. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. Good grief. Let me close down. I will see you guys tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, 9:30, 9:40, somewhere around in there. Probably 9:30 tomorrow. And I'll see you then. So I think I covered everything, right? Make sure you smash the like and share the video and all that stuff. Again, this one was a little bit long. You know, it's not just about tube and all that, BitTube and all that stuff. So, yeah, we'll break it down at some point. All right, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody. And thanks to Dan the Dane for the 2000 Raven. That was awesome, man. Thanks so much.